my oats better hurry up and start growing, or they're gonna have some competition from all my alfalfa I left in there. This is my little 30-acre circle, and I'm putting about 500 gallons a minute down. And as you can see, it's putting some water down. Nice, pretty sight. But man, it's expensive to do it. I don't know, those spray pans probably putting out 16 feet wide right now. But I'm getting ready to change pivots. And this is already watered. But this is my old alfalfa patch. And I just lightly disked it, and I left some of the alfalfa in. That way it'll come up with the oats and peas, and it'll make a good cow mix. You actually don't want to leave the alfalfa like this in here, because it will poison the rest of the plants just from the nitrogen it puts out. It's actually kind of toxic to them if it's pretty thick. And I will go back in with alfalfa, but I have to kill this out this year, and I have to have it out for 2 years before I can go back in with alfalfa. There has to be absolutely no alfalfa in this field before I can go back in with it. And so I've got some in here. I'm gonna let it grow in with the oats, and I'll cut it and bale it, and then I'll spray it and disc it and make sure I don't have any here for 2 years, and then it'll go back into alfalfa, because this little patch of ground where this is right now is my best alfalfa ground. It's always produced the best, no matter what we've ever done. This is always the best spot, and it will put out the tonnage. But with the way alfalfa varieties are now, you really kind of gotta give it the best chance you can for starting a new stand. But I just thought you might like the site. It's kind of pretty. I enjoy it. I just don't enjoy paying for it, because those wells are really expensive to run. But, well, it's March 10th. This is second year alfalfa. I planted it last spring. You know, you should really plant it in the fall. But being stubborn, I did it in the spring. I had to do a little replant on it. This is some LG seeds. It's their Roundup Ready kind. This will be its first full production year. I've been kind of having some problem with some alfalfa I planted the year before. It just didn't do anything. I used my case drill on this though. Had the press wheels, and it came up a lot better. If this alfalfa doesn't produce what it should, I'm just gonna disc it under. And I'm so sick of alfalfa, it's not even funny anymore. It's hard to grow here, and for what it costs, it's great. I love having it because I can grind it into my feed ration, and my calves do insanely well with it. But for what it costs in production, I can buy it cheaper, and that may be where I go, and then just go with just a forage feeds. Here's one of those spots. Gophers are really annoying me on this part. The sad thing is, this half of this little circle is the worst ground I have, but we'll see what it does. I like the Roundup Ready, so I had a lot of foxtail in here, and I was able to really just knock it out, get rid of it. We'll see how long that lasts, but that's pretty good for a beginning farmer like me, who, you're actually responsible for it. You're not just working for your parents, and you're financially responsible for it. The Roundup Ready's nice if you got really terrible ground, but we never really sprayed anything, so that was that was a good learning curve to have, but I wish we could find a better variety, because I enjoy alfalfa. I like making hay. It's fun. You know, you feel like you've accomplished something. And it's great for the cattle, but you know, with production cost anymore, I don't know if it's worth it. Well, we will find out this year. I may just be plowing everything under and going just to high forage feeds. You know, they're expensive, but they're not that expensive. Here's my old rain cat pivot. She's got leaks, lots of leaks. She's old. Yeah, alfalfa does not like standing water like that in the middle of the summer. It'll kill it. These pivots are expensive too. Now this one is short, if you'll notice. It's a really short pivot. They call them low profile. And it works fantastically well for alfalfa. The one problem with it is, if you'll notice how close those tires are compared to my other pivots, if you have really clay soils like we do, then they get stuck easily because the tires aren't spread out, and it just builds up a mud wad in front of the tires. And that's the one big complaint I have about these low profile pivots. But you know, I guess if we had sand, it wouldn't be a big deal. Anyway, alfalfa is definitely greening up. It's wanting to grow. I hope it does grow. Hope it does good. You know, if it stays warm, really warm, and it doesn't just keep fluctuating, we could get a cutting off of this as soon as the middle of May. If we stay hot, then we could get an early cutting. But if not, then we'll be looking towards the 1st of June. It depends. You know, if we have a super, super hot April, which is possible, then we could be looking at cutting, you know, maybe the first week of May. But we'll see. We'll see how it all turns out. You know, we could just have a big snowstorm roll through here and really shut us down. We won't. I know we've had blizzards into April here, dump feet of snow, so it's always a crapshoot. There's not much telling. Who knows? I guess that's why we have to be optimists, because we really have no idea what's going to happen.